Hi everybody. So Dead by Daylight released some patch notes today, and I have some guests to talk about some of them. I was gonna do a follow-up video with all of these people, uh, but I don't think there's enough changes here to warrant it. So we're gonna go through the patch, and I'm gonna have all of them put in their input on all of this, as well as me. We have Gummy Peach Rings, who is in our Hag killer interview series. We have Hecc Cheese, who is here for the pig episode. I'm trying to remember things because my brain sucks. And we have Jackie, who is here for the demo one that hasn't been released yet because I recorded it way too early, but it is what it is. All their links will be below. If you guys want to say hi, say hello. All right, no one
Hello.
wants.
Hello.
All right. So the pig changes.
Oh, I guess that's me, huh?
Yeah. So increase the ambush duration to 2.3 seconds from 2 seconds. Decrease the attack cooldown to 2.7 from 3. Decrease the ambush missed attack cooldown by a half second. Thoughts on that?
W. In all honesty, huge W.
The
Uh,
the duration alone.
the duration alone, like they pretty much did the ambush what I've been asking for years.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe a little bit higher numbers for the duration, like 2.5 instead of 2.3. Just that way she could make tighter loops with her ambush.
Well,
But I mean, if they don't change it past 2.3, I'm still super happy about it.
well, yeah, plus there's a lot of time. I have plenty of clips of me like barely missing people.
Yeah,
And this is going to make it so even if they just straight up leave the loop immediately, you might have a chance to hit them with it.
yeah, that's why I like Last Will, like current Last Will, just because it does help with like those last second hits. Like I can't tell you how many times I've gotten those last second hits without with Last Will.
Yeah, and the decreased successful attack cooldown is that's basically them just bringing it in line after the stability changes.
I I wasn't expecting that. Like I wasn't expecting them to actually like do something like that for her ambush cooldown.
It's not even
Especially like
go on.
I was is like they're definitely going to be rewarding pig players who just go for nothing but ambushes the entire game.
Mm-hmm.
So like me.
You and the four others. Crouch.
Yeah, exactly.
Correct me if I'm wrong, because they increased it to 3.8. Is that the same as Ghostface?
It is now the same as a Ghostface.
Still no.
Which is something I also really wanted.
Still no add-ons that affect it. Maybe.
Yeah.
And decrease the time it takes to crouch by 0.3 seconds. I really don't think that one's gonna mean much.
No, but it's still nice. It's still nice to have. It's almost combat. It's almost combat strap space kit.
Yeah, and universally, those changes on Twitter, forums, Reddit, Discords I've been in, people have been praising those changes. The next ones people have been mad about.
I don't understand the hatred for these next ones. I'm not gonna lie.
Remove the auras from the jigsaw boxes and increase the trap base time to 3 minutes from 2.5 minutes. I think it's fine. What is temper timer?
I think it's fine too. Temper timer decreases reverse bear trap timer by 30 seconds, I believe.
So
no, 20.
So if you want the old one, just run temper timer.
There you go. Yeah, exactly.
Like, I mean,
it's like I always thought that Pig being able to see her jigsaw boxes, just like because of like the auras and everything, I thought it was always like really stupid. So I'm also really glad that they're taking that away.
Mm-hmm.
Just because almost every pig just like prioritizes head pop, so they'll just like go to the jigsaw box aura, just like stay crouch and then just force a head pop on someone. It's just like it's not fun to do. It's not fun to play against a survivor. Like I think them doing those reverse bear trap changes along with the jigsaw box aura thing, like I think it definitely discourages those sorts of play styles.
Right.
Like even more so now than ever.
Yeah, and I mean the whole not seeing jigsaw boxes. I think she's because Pinhead can't see his his box. Singularity can't see his. Who's another killer with interactables?
Nemesis and Wesker can't see their supply
Yeah, they
cases.
can't see their supply. It's not exactly the same, but it's like
No, yeah. But if you see them on the map, you have to make like a mental note.
yeah, and it's not like you can still hear them if you walk by one or happen to, you know.
Exactly, yeah.
And if you know the maps well enough, you'll know where they are anyways, and you can make them. And people have this amazing thing called object permanence.
Yeah.
And I think people forget that sometimes. So if you pass one while you're chasing somebody, you'll remember where it is more than likely. Uh, but yeah. Also, you two, Jackie and Gummy, you guys can chime in if y'all have any thoughts on it. By the way,
Yeah, I got something to say.
what do you got to say?
Oh boy.
Nerf pig, dude. This is stupid.
Fuck you, man. I hope they take Hag and just nerf her back to the ground, dude. Fuck Hag.
Stop it,
Go back
please.
to
Put her back in the
swamp,
ground. Put her back in the ground.
Oh.
Also, I was incorrect on the add-ons. I didn't even really read this fully. They said a handful of add-ons that decrease your missed attack cooldown or decrease your cuff time have had their effects reduced to compensate. So, actually, she did get nerfed.
I am a little bit worried of how they're gonna handle that.
But
I hope they don't nerf him too hard, but I understand why they would.
man, our Amanda's letter idea didn't come in, and I'm very mad about that.
Yeah, I'm so upset, but I mean,
Uh,
I don't know. It's maybe someday.
maybe.
I think if she just gets like a bit of an add-on pass, and like the more useless add-ons of hers get reworked into something much better, then she'll be like a very high C tier, maybe even low B tier killer in my opinion, and she'll be perfect.
Yeah. I mean, there's always next year.
Always next year.
All right. Agatha.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Increase maximum teleport distance to 48 meters from 40 meters. Decreased phantasm trap setting time to 0.9 from 1. Now, that 0.1 seconds doesn't sound like anything. However,
So I'll chime in on these. So the teleport distance and the maximum trap or the trap setting time, these are her brown add-ons,
mhm,
just made base kit. So immediate improvement right there.
right. Well,
It doesn't say anything in these patch notes about them touching any of the add-ons, by the way. So they're just going to be added on top, which
Yeah.
is perfect. So that means a yellow add-on is now a green add-on, and a green add-on is a yellow, green plus a brown. So it's perfect. There's nothing wrong with these with these notes at all. It's just pure buffs across the board.
and before anyone's like, oh, 0.1 seconds isn't that much, think of it this way. You have, what, 10 base, right?
10 base, yep.
Yeah, 10 base. So by setting, if you set all 10, you just saved yourself a second, which is technically 4 seconds because it's, yeah. And because it's one per survive, whatever. Okay, the math's weird. I just fucked that up. Anyways, it saves you time. It saves you time. That's the point.
It does. Over the course of the entire match, you'll save a lot more time.
Yes. Additionally, increased the time. Wait, the time triggered phantasm taps remain active by 1 second. Increased the time taken to wipe away a trap by half, or they upped it by half a second.
Yeah, which is good. Which means that it'll take longer for you to wipe it during a chase, or when you're going for a hook or something like that. It'll be a bit slower to wipe away that trap.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm like going to a far hook, if someone triggers a trap while I'm carrying, there's more of a chance I'm gonna be able to teleport to the trap that they're triggering, which is fucking awesome as well. I cannot tell you enough that these add-ons, like being base kit, are just, it's so good. The amount of love that Hag needed was like pretty big, and they touched up on her in multiple places, which is what I wanted, instead of them just focusing on just a couple add-ons or something like that.
Yeah, the thing, I saw some people saying that why did they even touch the wiping speed? Because people were like, no one's really doing that in the middle of chase. I have had people do it to me in the middle of chase, plenty of
Mhm, mhm.
times. It happens. It happens way more than I think people realize. And it's I think people should be able to do it, but I think they should also be able to be punished for doing it. I think adding a half second is that good middle ground for it.
Yeah, it's not too much, it's not too little. I think it's just right. It's just a perfect median, I believe.
Yeah. And then the traps remaining active for an extra second. I mean, there's a couple builds that are gonna love that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Starstruck, agitation builds for Hag. It's gonna be great. Any like chase hag too would be pretty good too. Any ones that are also running like the crack turtle shell add-ons, those are gonna be awesome.
All right.
But what I'm really excited
Yeah, I
for,
knew this.
what I'm really excited for,
So, as for triggering traps, the hags had some add-ons that increased the trigger range. In practice, this was counterproductive, since it would position the survivors farther away from the trap, making them more difficult to hit after teleporting. We have decreased the base trap trigger range to 2.7 meters was 3 meters. The
it's
bog,
over.
the bog water, boiled water, and bloodied mud add-ons, which previously increased the trigger range, have had their effects inverted and now decrease the trigger range.
You have no idea. You have no idea how broken that is. Let alone, let's not talk about the add-ons right now. Let's just talk about the base trigger range being 2.5 centimeters. God, I wish. 2.7 meters. So there used to be this trick that you could do. I think I talked about it on the podcast that I did last. But essentially, what I said was, if you look behind you while walking directly into a trap, the camera swing will force your camera to look behind you while you trigger it,
Mhm.
immediately letting you start moving away as soon as the trap gets triggered. This was like a tech that you could do to fuck with all hags, as long as you're able to, like, when the camera swing goes through, be able to not like run into any like doodads or objects in the map. You're going to be able to get away with harassing this hag all day.
Mhm.
Not anymore. If a hag can teleport to a triggered trap quick enough with this change, there's no getting away from her automatic like teleport swing
Well, yeah, and it also
at all.
means, yeah, and just in general, it means you can't, because now it's kind of forcing you to crouch up and wipe the trap instead of,
Oh yeah,
instead of just running
absolutely.
around harassing the traps the whole time. You can,
Now you have to wipe it, essentially.
yeah,
If you're going to trigger it, you're going to get hit. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
on top of the range increase and the active duration, because now the active duration also means that Stabiffle isn't, I don't want to say necessary, but like it's not as needed as I would say
Yeah.
it is right now.
It was never really necessary,
Yeah,
but
but
now there's like no excuse not to run it, because
Mhm.
it's just a win more perk now.
exactly.
With the add-ons, that's 10%, 20%, and 30%. So they already gave you a 10% on base.
Mhm.
So it's just going to be a really tight trap. Indoor maps are going to have an increased like an in, I'm not going to say that on the podcast. Actually, no, I'm not. So indoor maps are going to be harder for you to counter as survivor against the hag. The camera swing is going to be really strong, because you're going to be touching the edges of the trap a lot more,
Mhm.
since it's smaller, as opposed to having like a big trap on an indoor map and you like kind of like mess it up, and it'll mess up the camera swing and like the camera position for the hag. No, that's not going to happen anymore. Overall, hag is A tier, S tier, in between nurse and blight. And I think that you all have to watch your back. That's
Do you,
all I gotta say.
do you think this is going to increase your pick rate at all?
No,
I was
no,
gonna,
not at
I
all.
was gonna
Actually,
say no.
it's gonna increase her kill rate. I can tell you that right now.
What was it? I don't even remember.
Her pick rate or her kill rate,
Kill rate.
60%.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Hmm.
Don't
like
worry,
59,
gummies.
61, I think, or something stupid like that.
Okay, the next one is clown. So I used to be a clown man before Chucky came out. A lot of people know this. I have some thoughts. So they increased the antidote speed boost duration from 5 seconds to 6 seconds. So Clown has 2 add-ons that increase this already by 2 seconds and 1 second. The Garnish Makeup Kit, and I forget the other one offhand. I think it's a Solvent Jug. So now, instead of increasing it to 7 seconds, you can now increase it to a max of 8, which doesn't seem like much. But there was a couple of loops, cough, cough, shack, where you would be about a second off with the move speed. So this automatically makes him win pretty much every shack chase, which is insane. It also means that Cigar Box got a buff, because now the aura duration goes up, because it was tied to the invigoration effect, which is great. It's just great. And they decreased the activation time of the yellow bottles. It was 2.5 seconds. Now it's 2. There's a little under the hood thing with this a lot of people don't know. If you hit the survivor directly with a yellow bottle, it actually activates twice as fast. So I'm curious if they're keeping that or if they're not even going to touch it. Because it happening in a second is going to be kind of nuts. Because it means the survivor's probably also going to get the effect as well. But other than messing up timings a little bit, it's just a nice change. I still don't think people are going to use the yellow bottles anyways. I watch so many Clown players, and I feel like they forget they exist. The big one, though, they increase his base bottles by 2.6 from 4. Okay. So, Hunter's iridescent hatchets. They have a limiter on them where it specifically says you cannot have more than 1. Clown's pinky finger decreases his max bottles by 3. Which means you can still run gin bottle with this, and you'll have 3 plus 2, so you'll have 5 pinky finger bottles.
Welcome back, old clown.
Oh my
Oh my
fucking
God.
god.
I'm gonna be so upset.
Behavior, don't let this go through. Don't let this go through.
Why are they
They're
based
gonna
in
like
ancient
nerf
bottles
finger
and
again.
Just make it so the pinky finger limits you to 2 bottles. I don't fucking just do that. That's it. That's all you gotta do.
Something, yeah. If I see a
just
clown,
get rid of Pinky Finger. Just get rid of Pinky Finger and change it entirely. Make it something interesting.
I have an idea.
Okay, I
Let's
can
just
agree
get
with that.
rid of clown.
oh, even better.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Please.
That'll happen. I feel like many people have said also get rid of Hecc. So. And then this one kind of confuses me because I'm actually worried about this. I think because a lot of people were saying this was a good thing. Until I see it, I don't know. Decrease the visual intensity of the Atropy's tonic effect to reduce motion sickness. So here's the thing with this. I have said for about 2 years now they should get rid of it and just replace it with reverse controls or nothing. I would be fine with nothing if they just get rid of it. That's whatever. The thing with decreasing the intensity is that for some people, decreasing it might actually make it worse. Because
Personally, for Clown, I cannot play him at all without almost throwing up in the middle of a game because my motion is just that bad. So I'm hoping, they take the accessibility issue into account and you just like the change for reducing the visual effects for it are actually reduced like a lot.
Right. Well, because the thing is, so if they make it a slight reduce, like I said, the problem there is that then you're going to have some people who actually get affected worse by it than it is now. Because it's like, so I use my stuff with sound a lot. I can handle yelling. Yelling doesn't bother me. Like, I can sleep through people yelling. People whispering, though, that shit, I don't know what it is. It's louder than yelling for me for some reason. It bothers me more, and I don't know why. With like visual noise, it's a fine line where even if you reduce it to a point to where it's not there, but it's just enough to still cause problems, it's going to be worse than how it is now. At least in my opinion. I still say they should just get rid of it.
I agree. Like, there's no reason it should be even in a game.
I need to see what they do to it before I make an opinion on it.
Yeah, that's yeah, pretty much.
I'm frightened. I'm frightened.
You're frightened?
I just like when I was reading these changes myself, I think if they had increased the base bottles to like 5, I would be fine with it. I feel like 6. I feel it's kind of the same with the Huntress when we get to that later.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like Clown should have to reload and be punished for like fucking up his power. I feel like 6 is a little generous for base kit.
I think what they're trying to do here is encourage, and like what I just said earlier, I watch a lot of people play Clown and never use his yellow bottles. I think what they're trying to do here is encourage you to use them more. By giving you more bottles to have options. But I do agree with you. He should be punished by reloading. But I mean, my buff idea to him has been very simple. Is when you're invigorated, your action speed is increased. Like breaking pallets, vaulting, picking up.
Be interesting.
Yeah. Like
I think like a 5% increase, or even 10 if I'm going to check it. But I feel like that could be interesting. And that'd be more rewarding than just like being like, here, more bottle.
Even more bottle, because with the other 2 add-ons, he can have a max of 9 now.
If they don't gut those add-ons, I'm going to start picketing Behavior HQ. I already am picketing for separations we'll get onto later, but I will start picketing even more.
What are they going to do to the one that's 1? Make it 0?
Yeah.
Just change it. Just make it something new. A little spiciness. Variety is the spice of life, as they say.
You know, if they make that one 2, and then make Gin Bottle what I just said as a buff, but make it an add-on, I'd be cool with that.
I just hope they nerf Pinky Finger before those clown changes go to live servers, because that is not gonna be fun to deal with.
Based on past experiences with behaviors balancing and patch notes, it'll be in a hot fix after it comes out to live.
Yeah, 2 years later. So guys, realize we messed up.
So guys, we messed up. Oh my god.
So we kill switch.
I already dealt with. Yeah.
Kill switch.
We realized we kill switched the pig. We decided to nerf her even harder than she was before.
All right, the doctor ones. We talked about this beforehand, but I have seen very few people talking about these changes, and honestly, they're just good. They're just good quality of life, good changes to Doctor.
It's like they made like his 2 add-on, like it's like they made those 2 add-ons of his base kit.
Yeah,
like the one where it delays or like a
dirty electrode
detonation
and,
delay.
Yeah,
whatever the fuck the other one is.
But so they
I forget what it's called, but it's gonna bother me now.
Yes. So they basically increased the range to 12 meters from 10.7, which is such an odd number, by the way.
It's so weird.
And decreased shock therapy detonation delay by 2.8 from 1 second, so it goes off 20% faster, basically. I was watching someone play Doctor today, actually on stream, and there was like 3 or 4 times I was like, if the buff was in the game, they would have downed the survivor like 30 seconds ago.
Yeah, for sure.
It is that, like, once again, these are just small number changes, but they mean they are so impactful for how the Doctor plays. I'm curious if this is going to do anything with his kill rate, because for those who don't know, he had the lowest kill rate in the stats they gave us.
Yes.
Which is,
do you know why that probably is? Have you heard? I don't know if you've heard about it, but I was wondering if you do.
Is it because of Chinese player bots or something like that?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, theory.
Yeah, I think that's true, because like whenever I've faced bot killers that are farming for points, you can tell it's always been Doctors. Sure. It hasn't. I haven't had one in a few months. I think their MMR is like literally in the ground. Mm-hmm. But like, I definitely think that's account for it. I don't think it's like the entirety, but I think it's definitely a large part of it.
Yeah, I do think it's odd. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think it's also largely in part the fact that like Doctor is just super easy to farm D-business points with.
Yeah, he's also, a lot of new players play him.
Yeah,
that's true.
Once again, this is why I talked about this with the stats before. It's like the stats don't mean anything if we don't have anything to compare them to, because it's like, this is the killer pick rate. All right, what's the MMR? What's the length of time they played? Like, I don't know. I'm just used to how League of Legends gives their stats, and I'm like used to like fucking pages of graphs to like counter check everything, but whatever.
Yeah.
But the Doctor changes. One weird thing in here that was strange is there's nothing about the visual changes to his power, which I only find strange because they said they're decreasing the visual intensity for Clown, and I know Doctor is a pain point for some people because of those.
Yeah, what they didn't tell you is that they're putting the Clown's Afterpiece visual stuff on the Doctor. They couldn't remove it, so they had to move it.
So I think even I would get motion sickness from that shit.
Yeah, I hate facing doctors because like the shocks are loud, my survivor's screaming's loud, he's like laughing at me all the time. It's just like
overload.
Shut up. Like shut up.
Honestly, I'm super self-conscious when he laughs at me, so
yeah, me too.
Oh, you're self-conscious about a lot of things, Gummy.
That's why y'all hate Chucky, isn't it? Because he shit talks you after he hits you.
I hate Chucky for entirely different reasons.
At least when Wesker does it, I'm like, well, he's Wesker, I'll let him live. A doll.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's not the point today.
That is the Lakeshore Strangler. You show some respect. He never strangled anybody.
Yeah. Tell me a single victim.
Mrs. Kettlewell from Child's Play 2.
He was a doll then? I'm talking about pre-doll.
Damn it, you're right. Mm-hmm. Oh, his mom.
Hecc, mate.
Ah, well, that's kind of a low blow.
It's a low blow.
That's like an easy pick, An
easy pick is his mom, who was his first kill.
Yeah, because like she wasn't expecting it.
You heard it here. Jackie endorses matricide. Got it.
I mean, it's a low blow. I'm not impressed. Do better.
Speaking of low blows, Demogorgon changes.
That was a horrific segue.
All right, so Demogorgon changes. Decrease the successful shred attack cooldown to 2.7 seconds from 3. That is it.
So
you have the floor.
If we go back to behavior history and go back to the patch 7.2.0 of Alien, there were some killer tweaks we got for demo. Undetectable increased to 5 seconds from 3. Rat Tail was buffed to 50% from 35% for opening a portal. Unknown Egg. The cooldown basically decreased from teleporting from upside down is decreased to 2.5 instead of 1.5. This shitty mushroom add-on was somehow buffed from 0.5 seconds to 1 second for undetectable. And they nerfed Lefro's Lycan. That is more changes than they did in this Demogorgon advertised change log. I got a single damn bullet point.
Compared to mining gummies, yeah.
Ooh.
I'm not laughing at you. It's just... Once again, it's like...
it is funny.
If you're going to be like, we're doing these killer changes, and then the change is literally a sentence, that's not even really a change, this is more a fix than anything.
This is literally whoopsie-doo, we forgot to adjust Demogorgon after we did a killer buff 2 years ago.
And no one noticed, apparently.
It's like, I mean, I was, like I say, the podcast hasn't come out yet, but like I said, I wanted a lot. I knew they weren't going to do like half of it, and realistically, I knew this is the only change they were going to make was to make Barb's glasses and Blackheart base kit. I believe it's not even basic. I think it's like 10% of the current value.
Yeah.
And they said they're going to adjust them now to compensate for their effects, which makes me curious. If it's still 10%, guess what? Every demo is still just going to run Barb's glasses and Blackheart.
Mm-hmm.
Because they did no other add-on tweaks at all. I cannot preface enough how much this is like a flop. That's what I'm calling it a flop. I feel like you can't advertise a killer change and then go, we forgot something 2 years ago.
Like, there's going to be some people who are going to be like, just be happy, you got a buff. And they're not wrong, but they're fucking wrong.
I've been expecting a buff for about 4 months now since the Chucky the Chucky reveal trailer, Chucky reveal stream.
It'll be three months tomorrow, actually.
I got a surprise change for demo back when Alien dropped that had more, and it was not even advertised. It was like, oh, by the way, demo's getting buffed, and I was like, Yes, this was literally advertised for 4 months, and I got 1 bullet point. I just feel like I wasn't not expecting the world because, like, honestly, I think Demogorgon does need like a patch again where they just kind of tweak demo and like change all his add-ons, just like a add-on Passover.
Mm-hmm.
And I was not expecting that, but like they could have given me like anything else. Like this is nice, like I'll take it, but it's also like you advertised this for 4 months and made it like a specific like we're gonna buff demo.
Well, it's
And
also it's also like a bunch of people who don't even play demo were like coming up with these ideas on what they were going to change. Hell, I said they were probably only going to touch the portals. That no, I guess not. It was just such a strange marketing.
Because like Huntress got better changes, and she's A tier. Hag is A tier and got better changes. Demo's like B tier and got like almost no changes.
Mm.
Hag is D and F tier according to DVD Twitter. So
yeah. Well, according to DVD Twitter, Demo's not the best killer. So whatever.
Right. We're gonna come back to Huntress in a second. I would just want to talk about the Blight change real quick because I don't think any of us really have anything to say other than this is stupid.
Even Blight got a buff. That was better. Whatever.
Blight got a buff for dumb reason. Compound 33 is now 3 rushes instead of 2.
Yay, I love double eerie Blight. Yay, I'll get to see it more.
I don't know why it's this, but it is. It's cool. The Huntress. This is the controversial one. This is the one everyone's talking about.
Huntress. Who did drugs?
Increased base hatchet capacity to 7. Increased movement speed while holding a hatchet to 3.54 meters a second. Increase the wind-up speed by 10%. I'm going to start this by saying I would have been fine if it was one of these. It should not have been all 3 of them.
Honestly, in all honesty, it should have just been the hatchet capacity, and that's it. Instead of making it walk down Huntress, the patch. Yeah, because that's all it's going to be.
Thank God she doesn't have any add-ons like Deathslinger, where she can increase her movement speed while winding.
Oh my God, yeah, imagine.
As someone who frequently does into faking with Deathslinger, this is going to be terrible. This is going to... Because at least if Deathslinger hits you, there's a chance you get off, right? Mm-hmm. And he's super slow, and a lot of times if you notice he's doing it, you can just walk away because there's still a range on his gun. The hatchets don't have a range. So she can zone you, technically speaking, from the other side of the map if she wanted to. On top of that, unlike Deathslinger, correct me if I'm wrong, you don't get a ping sound when she can hit you, do you?
No.
Yeah, this is going to be...
Considering it would go off all the time, considering like she wouldn't be even aiming at you and you'd still get hit. So
yeah. Oh, but you're on her screen clearly, so it did hit.
Yeah.
Skill issue.
I also find it hilarious that they say, or maybe the entity sent you to a map with poor line of sight, making it difficult to line a shot. Maybe you should just, I don't know, make your maps better instead of like giving ridiculous buffs.
Well,
there's an idea.
Well, okay. The problem with that is then it's problematic for some other. Then it makes other killers better, and then it's like, okay, well,
that's okay. Other killers can be better on other maps.
I feel like, again, if it was like 6, I would be like, oh, okay, whatever, 6. But like 7, that is a lot to miss.
Plus infantry belt 9.
Yeah, plus 10% wind up, plus 3.54 meters walking me down.
Well, the thing is, so basically this is making Babushka base kit, which means that even people like me who aren't that great with Huntress, I usually run Babushka because it's just that good. But what this means is now I don't have to. So now I can run infantry belt, which I usually run, and then I can swap Babushka for literally anything else.
Halved.
I was gonna say like infantry belt.
Oh my God!
Happening the most now.
If
go Caft and infantry belt, and then you can just walk people down on that Ormond dial like you always do.
Yeah, there you
literally,
go.
it's
Even more
machine
so
gun
because you got
huntress
buffed.
or a surgeon.
Once again,
Anyways,
can't wait to get-
who wants to abuse the reactive healing bug right now? I kind of do.
Yeah.
it's so strange because like every other killer on this list, right? Demogorgon, middle of the road. They didn't really do anything, but like, okay, whatever. I get why they're here. Listen, all right. Doctor, lowest kill rate in the game, makes sense. Clown is clown. Hag, one of the lowest pick rates in the game, right? She's like number 3.
3. Yep.
Yeah. Pig, one of the highest kill rates in the game, but one of the lowest pick rates in the game. So, like, all of these make sense on why they're being changed, except for this one.
Kill rates for Huntress.
Were they low?
Yes. Below 50, I think.
But wouldn't that be because she's played so much?
No, it's probably because she has 0 map presence on the map. Like, she has to walk her 110 ass movement speed across the map to go kick something if she needs to go regress the game state.
Well, couldn't she make that argument? Well, then again, Chucky was under 52, so.
I mean, like, Hag has a lot of like kill potential, like to just snowball out of nowhere,
Mm-hmm.
and Huntress does too, and they both suffer from 110. I think the only reason why Hag's is a bit higher is mostly because of her low pick rate, but still.
Well, yeah, only insane people are playing
pick rates
her.
definitely contribute to the kill rates.
It probably, yeah, you're right. I don't know. They're just smoking crack, I'd say.
It's just
Freddy players like really buffing up those kill rates right now.
It's me. I am the Freddy player.
Well,
I'm the Freddy player.
You're Freddy playing Freddy. I told you.
I forgot. I forgot who I was talking to about Freddy, and I was actually looking over some of my Freddy games, and I was like, you know what? I actually don't think I've ever not gotten a 4K when I play Freddy.
Wow.
I've looked at all, and I don't even run slowdown.
They should bring back double swing chains for Freddy. That ought to bring him back.
Yeah, bring back Forever Freddy. Yeah, that definitely.
All I run on Freddy is save the best for last. Pop goes to Weasel, barbecue and chili, and then a random whatever perk. And I was looking through all my games because I only played him like 6 or 7 times recently. I got a 4K on every single one.
I was like, so you don't run any gen slot on you pop?
Yeah. Well, just pop though. Just pop. That's it.
I'll give you just pop, but I mean, yeah, I feel like people. I don't know. I guess I don't know why you'd be winning so much as Freddy. Maybe because people are stupid. I don't know.
Perhaps.
And I mean, I was watching Karn play Freddy. She plays Freddy all the time on stream. She usually gets 4Ks with him. And she runs.
Just because Karn is a really good killer.
Yeah, she's just a really good killer.
Yeah. Oh, was that a slight at me? I see how it is. Okay.
Yeah, actually.
Sure, dude.
Well, you know. No. Chuckies are very skilled.
I play other killers.
I love pre-dropping a pallet as the correct option and just getting punished for it. It's so fun.
Honey,
you drop
it's
the
5
pallet,
o'clock.
all you hear is and he's over there.
Time for your guaranteed 20-second down.
How often do you guys actually see me scamper when I play Chucky?
I've never seen you. I've never played against you.
Yeah,
so
I try my hardest. Unless you're pre-dropping every pallet, I'm not. I usually try not to scamper.
Well, I am on a comp team, so I will be pre-dropping those shitty pallets.
Well, then that's your fault.
Compag.
Hag is comp ready, as you know.
Speaking of
you become the world's first flick pig. Trust me. Just you fucking
world's
watch
first
me.
Flick hag.
First flick hag. There you go.
Just set. No.
Throw the
Hold up.
Throw the control at the wall and hope it hits.
Wait, does the decreased detection range, does that mean like if you take both of the add-ons that do it, you could put 2 traps right beside each other?
There's going to be that doesn't stop me from putting traps right next to each other. But what it does mean is that I can have like a trap that's like half of its radius, which is 1.5 meters, which is like a gen and a little bit of range, pretty much.
So you could, in theory, down someone like almost immediately.
I'm not the one that's going to be flicking. It'll be the survivors' cameras that flick in a 90-degree angle, and then I'll down them.
Oh
It's because of how tight
Wow.
the circle is going to be.
It's so stupid.
It's going to be
Low
really
skill floor. Low skill.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
good. Okay, demo
Everyone
main.
knows Ghostface is the.
I was going to say that, but I didn't want to be mean.
No, shut up.
We need to do one of these where I literally get every single person I've ever interviewed in one call.
That's
You
gonna be
just
so
want
chaotic.
the most fucking chaotic shit show.
I just want all of us just talking shit to each other because of who we name.
Like, I have all of our voices overlap, and then just like trying to discern what everyone's saying. It's just gonna be me saying, "I love Hecc, I love Hecc, I love Hecc" in the corner while everyone else is talking over each other.
Nothing
You all
but
hear
the so-called
Chucky.
standard main.
That's all you hear the entire podcast.
Mhm. What other changes are there in this?
There are two more changes, and I'll go over the good one first. Blood web changes. They're making it so you don't have to prestige someone before you get the automatic spending button. Hooray! I don't know why this took a year and a half to add, but hooray.
I guess they wanted people to get used to the mechanic of doing the blood web normally.
I guess this would have helped me like a week
It's
ago.
so hard to get used to. It took me a few months myself.
Yeah, it took me a good 5 years to do it myself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, all 9K hours.
Actually, you know what? You're not wrong. I just rereading this. To ensure that newer players took the time to familiarize themselves with the items in their blood web. That was the purpose.
You just do that in the.
How dumb did they think
menu
the player
anyway?
base is?
Yeah.
Let's do it after you get them.
Like you must have like the world's worst like reading comprehension if you just can't do that.
It is DBD, and it is the
That's true.
internet.
Okay.
You know what DBD Twitter is like for media comprehension.
You're so
What do
right,
you mean,
actually.
Freddie? DVD Twitter's
What
a
do you
perfect
mean?
paradise.
I can.
Never mind, you're right.
Yeah, totally. 100%.
Shut up, Hagmain.
I'm gonna crumple into dust.
The next change, and this is the one I'm probably the most mad about in the entire thing. The changing mingled.
I didn't read this.
I didn't either.
The mangled status effect will now have a limited duration, with the exact duration depending on the source and ranging between 60 and 90 seconds. This maintains Mangle's effectiveness at slowing down healing while forcing survivors to make a choice. Do they spend more time to heal now or risk staying injured until the effects expire? Now, we still don't know how this interacts with being hooked. If it does the way I think it does, this is going to be so bad, I don't think people are going to run Mangled as much anymore.
God bless.
Because
God bless.
let's say...
I'm so sick of Mangled.
Well, okay, let's say in theory, right?
I hate Hemorrhage more than Mangled, to be very honest.
You do.
Let's say in theory you down someone with, because I play him, Chucky's Slice and Dice with Straight Razor. Okay, they're mangled while they're on the ground. You pick them up, you take them to a hook. 20 seconds has passed. They're on the hook for 20 more seconds. 40 seconds has passed. By the time they get off the hook and walk away like they should, the 60 seconds is already up. The mangle didn't do anything.
Okay, that's cool and all, but you now have a person on the hook.
Right. I'm just saying, like, the mangled isn't like... I don't know. Like, the mangled isn't as impactful as it was. Like, it's not... I'm all for getting rid of guaranteed value on things. It's just like...
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm a fan personally just because I'm hoping all the hit and run race decide to be entertaining for once.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And also, Gift of Pain is still a thing, too, right?
Yeah, yeah, this is actually probably an indirect buff to Gift of Pain.
Not only that, I think that the add-ons are going to be like 60 seconds, and like the perks, like Sloppy and Gift of Pain, are probably going to be 90.
Well,
they're probably going to go away on hook if they're not going to change Gift of Pain.
Well, yeah, there's also some weird ones. Like, Clown has an add-on that makes his purple bottles inflict mangled, even if you're not injured.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, and Pig has an add-on for... Pig has an add-on where people get mangled if they are wearing a reverse bear trap.
Yeah, how does that work?
Oh, that's actually that's going to be really weird.
Is that going to be timed, or just...
It might be.
It might be once it comes off. It's like the timer starts.
That's what
It's kind of like it might be like Terminus, where it affects you until the gates open, then it still takes like 30 seconds to go away.
I mean, that's how it should be.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Isn't forced penance like 90 seconds as well? Wouldn't it be better just to run that instead?
Yeah, it probably would.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think because whenever I had like a Swift that I'm facing where because sometimes you can tell if it's a Swift in your lobby.
Oh yeah.
I used to put on forced penance sometimes just for funsies. But like I still think that you get more effect from Mangled, and especially in like a solo queue setting or like duos. Because like generally I don't think solo queue people are gonna be taking hits for each other on like to get value enough from forced.
Yeah, I mean, it would happen. Force is a weird one. It's just like I've said this with a lot of perks in this game. We talk about this all the time. It's just like you don't know if it's going to work or not, so why bring it?
Here's a conspiracy theory for you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that they're changing Mangled right now because they're going to add another status effect with this new killer?
God, I hope not. I'm still. There's so many status effects that sometimes I forget what does what.
I mean, the last
Freddy close Pandora's box.
The last status effect we got was incapacitated with twins.
Oh, wow, that's a long time ago.
Unless there's one I'm forgetting.
I don't think so.
Sweet memories of the eruption meta again.
What about the DPMO Chucky side effect that it gives me, like in real life?
Oh yeah, that you got to go to a doctor for that one, unfortunately.
Don't piss me off.
What about the motion sickness that Hecc's camera flick whenever I trigger a trap?
No one cares about your feelings or what you have to say about that.
Yeah, the Hecc flicked my brain. I got broken mentally.
I'm gonna call Kai and ask him to invite me over to Flickland as the Flick Hag.
I mean,
color flag. Forget Chag. Forget Chag. Now flag.
So should have ended with Chag. Now flag is my new best friend.
Like, here's the thing with the Mangled changes, though. Like, don't get me wrong, I understand Mangled can be annoying, but like, I've never really heard anyone like outright complaining about it.
I have been outright complaining about it.
Yeah, but
I was gonna say Jackie has. Yeah.
Let me rephrase that. I haven't heard anyone in mass complaining about it. Like, I didn't even know Mangled was that big of an issue.
I see more of an issue. Like, I see more people complaining about hemorrhage than Mangled. That's just because hemorrhage is really stupid and I hate it. I hate hemorrhage.
I mean, do you want to revert it to back to being useless and not doing anything?
I don't even care, dude. Just let me run Resurgence.
Oh yeah, completely.
The sloppy guts so many perks.
I don't even.
I know. It's like Resurgence. Like usually when you get off the hook, if you're affected by hemorrhage, you guys know what Resurgence does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you're affected by hemorrhage, it just like halves that half. So
really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so stupid.
I know. I hate it so much.
Run out of Didact.
Run leader, like I do.
Run leader.
Completely counters
every Swift I have with Freddy. I go, who's running leader? And then he's like,
you know
this
what?
Ellen.
I'll bring leader. I'll bring leader. I don't care.
I've been running Deadline, Autodidact, and Solidarity, and it's actually been working stupid.
I really like Autodidact Solidarity.
Yeah,
Autodidact is my favorite survivor perk in the game. So
yeah, I think Deadline and Champ of Light are getting up there for me, honestly.
Champion of Light with Flashbang, I still need to experiment, but I just know it's good.
But overall, this patch, I still say is a good patch.
But it's overall a good patch.
But
I obviously need to wait to see what goes alive. You have to see what goes alive before you can really judge it too bad.
I'm interested to see the Huntress ones and the clown visual thing. Otherwise, though, I think like this is a W patch. I do wish demo got more. I really do, Jackie. I'm not. I know we've been joking this whole time.
You all have your cake and eat it too. I'll just sit here with my demo treats.
I'm just saying, like, demo needed something.
Me and Gummy are eating good right now.
Yeah, y'all have like
pass the boss, Hecc.
Pass the boss.
I'm over here like, well, I guess this is something.
It sure was.
It sure was something.
The real bus was the friends demo made along the way.
Yeah, like Dredge and Xeno and whatever the fuck this new one is.
Oh yeah, this new
I just
one.
hope it's a fun killer. That's all I care about.
This new one's probably going to be a creature. I didn't even think about that.
El Critora.
If it's like a character that gives hindered again, like they did with Wesker's like Ouroboros thing,
Oh,
like, I'm gonna be
Ouroboros.
so upset. Ouroboros.
now what if what if this killer was like, I don't know, he could become bipedal, okay? Now stick with me. And they had a
He's a man.
mask. Yeah, no. Okay, so they walk around and they set up drones. Okay.
Oh my god!
I like where you're
These
going. I like where you're going.
have like an active mode where they
Okay.
can scan you. And see, when you get scanned 3
Please.
times, you get every single status effect in the game.
Mhm.
Oh,
And
Skull Merchant 2.0.
who's that? Anyways,
Who's that?
so
He's repressed the memory. It's fine. Don't.
I live in a blissful world where like Skull Motion just doesn't exist to me.
yeah. See, I heard that they're reworking Shelter Woods for this new chapter to make it.
Speaking of
Really
which,
good.
guys, the Skull Merchant podcast drops tomorrow.
It does.
Oh no!
I'm telling him.
Take it away.
Well,
Oh, it's gonna be
Your
an
special
interesting
guest.
podcast.
CS, whatever the fuck that guy's name is that fought Elysium.
CNI, CMX.
Oh, CM9I.
the chess merchant guy, him.
Yeah.
Oh no,
I love
no,
that guy. He's funny.
it's not him, but okay.
With special guest Zeb89er.
I will give a hint to tomorrow's podcast guest right now. We talked about lore a lot. Let's just go with that.
I know who it is, but I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah, I appreciate you not saying anything.
No, I'm not
It
saying-
is CM9I, guys.
It is, yeah.
It is. It's the best hints because it's obvious who it is. But anyways, I want to thank E3 for coming on for this. Like I said, I know I wanted to kind of do like a follow up on when these changes dropped, but considering, and I was talking about this a little bit before this, considering I interviewed basically all 3 of you somehow right before this happened, was just a happy accident. I didn't plan that, but whatever.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it would have been nice to
It's
have
Matt.
a doctor name, but whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank y'all for doing this. I know it's a random Monday night. But yeah.
Oh, of course, it was fun. I feel like I was on The View for DBD or something.
I like hearing people talk about like their mains and like the changes that they're getting and everything. I just like it.
Yeah.
I just like hearing the sound of my own voice, to be honest. So thank you for letting me
I
come
hate
back
my
on.
voice.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're gonna have another hour of it, so it's fine.
Oh,
Also on the note of pig, I just want to say this to all the people on Twitter who are like being mad about this change for some reason. I have noticed most of them don't even play pig.
Yeah.
So I don't like to be mean, and I mean this in the most polite way possible. If the pig players are saying it's fine and looks fun, shut the fuck up.
I know one pig player who's not happy about it, and I'm not gonna say who it is, but he's not happy about it.
I think I know who it is.
it's me.
Yep.
It's Gummy.
It's me. Yeah, Gummy's the pig player.
All right. In any case,
It is. Gummy Pig Rings.
all their links will
Gummy
be
pig rings.
all their links will be below if I remember to add them. My links and stuff are below as well. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the podcast and all that, for the Skull Merchant podcast. I love y'all. Like and sub, because I have to say that as a YouTuber because YouTube likes it when you do. Tell me what y'all thought of the patch and all that stuff. I hate doing this. I feel embarrassing when I say this when other people are listening to me.
Put your epic opinions about how Hag should be S+ tier in the comments below.
Demo new nurse. Stay tuned.
Do that. I'll see you all in the next one. Have a good one. And bye.
Bye.